Hi, welcome to Conversation with Friends. I am your host, Jubilee Gamaniel. Let's get comfortable. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome. This is a space where we have meaningful conversations about motherhood, womanhood, and growth, and what it really feels like to build a life for yourself while growing and evolving within it. Today, I am sitting down with one of my great friends, Habiba, and I have looked forward to this conversation. She is a mom of two, an actress, and currently on her journey of self discovery and fitness as well. I want to get those little nuggets from her. I know not all kids are the same, but just those little tricks and tips that she has about balancing motherhood and a career in acting, but now also taking on her fitness journey and building a community around that. I'm learning for myself too as a first time mom because she has a lot more experience. I'm so happy to have her on, and I know that you guys are going to enjoy this conversation. So please grab yourself a cup of tea, grab yourself a cup of coffee, whatever it is that's your vice. For me, I will be grabbing probably water today. Get comfortable. Let's jump right into the conversation. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm
You're
good. I'm
good.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
you look good. You look, first of all, you
Thank
look good.
you.
Let's just,
Thank you.
you look good. Body tea, face tea, all of the above.
Yes, thank you.
I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna dive right in with you. I already did the
Okay.
introduction, so that way we just jump into the conversation.
Okay.
And actually, what's interesting is that I saw your post, your latest post, where you said you had changed your name from like your maiden
Yes.
name to like taking on
Yes.
your husband's last name.
Yes. Yes.
And I was gonna ask you, like, what made you change your last name? Like, what made you say,
Uh,
okay, this is a time to change it?
Okay. So I was gisting with a couple of my friends and they were talking about traveling and how if you have to travel with your kids, your names have to match. If not,
Oh,
suspicion,
yes.
they're going to raise suspicion. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
do that because I changed my name like 8 years after marriage. 8 years. It
Yes,
was when we
yes,
had
I
that
saw
discussion,
that,
it
and I'm
dawned on me.
like,
Yes. So I'm like, let me do that. I think that was my main motivation, amongst other things.
she said, most of the things. Okay, well, I can see
Yeah.
how that would be a red flag for sure, especially with like
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
But here's what's crazy here, right, in the US. So the
Mm,
first time I was going to travel with Ocean, and
mm,
I was like, okay, I need to get his birth certificate. Like, I need to get all of these things so that way I can show that, you know.
mm.
And my friend's like, no, they don't even ask for nothing at the airport. And I'm like, how did they
Wow.
know that's my child?
So what if you kidnap the baby and baby's not yours?
That's see the same question I asked. I said, "What if this baby's not mine? Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean?" And she's like, "Trust me, I packed everything and they didn't ask." And I was like, "Okay." Believe it or not, I went to the airport. They just
Hmm.
said, "Oh, yes." Oh, hi, baby, you're so cute. And I'm just like, yeah,
That's
yeah, we need
it.
to tighten up security. We need to. What?
Yes.
You are telling me that somebody can drag my child from this airport now and it's all
Exactly.
good? No, 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 no,
Nah,
no, no,
no.
no, no,
There
no,
has
no,
to be
no. I'm
more.
like, yeah. So I like the fact that that's like actually a thing, especially in Nigeria. They're very big
Hmm.
on last. Like even when I was in Nigeria one
Yes.
time, I was trying to use my husband's card. The lady said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. Please, you can't.
Hmm.
Does not have your name.
Exactly.
Please."
It's
She said,
probably it's
"I
not
will
your
get
car.
into
Maybe you
trouble."
stole it.
And she said, "I will get into trouble, please."
I think
And then she
it's
said,
because of the way we are, so we are very, very, we're on alert. It's because of the way
"But
we
I don't
are.
blame it.
We
See,
can't trust each other.
listen,
So,
we have to be on alert. The world is crazy.
yes.
Do you understand?
Hmm.
Like the world is crazy. Hence the
Hmm.
reason why things like the Epstein files exist. Anyways, let's move
Yes.
away from that conversation. But I wanted to ask you because I wanted to see why it is because it's such a culturally such a Nigerian thing to like take on like your
Hmm.
husband's last name. And I know
Yes.
at least when I watch your stuff and when I read your blogs and things, you come off to me as a hyper independent, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like that's what I get. That's
Yes.
the sense I get. Like as a
Yes.
as a hyper independent. So it's like so when you say you're changing your name to your husband's name, which is not there's nothing wrong with it. Honestly, it's
Mm.
just
I also
it's
like
how
the sound of it. That was another thing that motivated me, the sound of it. Like my
the
maiden name is so
flow.
common. Like there's a lot of people with that
Ah,
name. When people hear that name, they're
yes.
like, okay, we've heard it before. But this one, when I changed the name, like it made an impression anywhere I go. So that was another motivation.
I see.
Mm.
But then how does that flow into acting though? Because for your career,
Yes, like the
you've
brand.
been
So for
known
me, it was
as
easier.
yes.
It was easier for me because I'm still in that process of getting my big break with my brand, right?
Okay.
So Habiba Tanko is not someone that a lot of people knew. I think it was when I became
Okay.
Habiba Zoksok that I started doing like bigger jobs. My name started going out there. So it's more like a brand right
In-
now, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, because I would have
So
thought
maybe it's the name. Who knows?
like
Maybe it's the name. Like, no disrespect to my father's
yeah.
name, but you never know.
Oh my god.
You
She said
never
no disrespect
know.
to that man, but I ain't doing all that. Yeah. The change of name, because a name is very, as much as we're like, oh, I'm just going to change my name and all of that. Names
Mm,
carry a lot of identity and a lot of
yeah.
history. And
Hmm.
do you feel like losing your name? Because it's almost like now you're really stepping, at least I'm just putting words out there. It's almost like
Hmm.
now you're really stepping into like your family, into motherhood, right? It's
Hmm.
like now you're really abandoning that person that you were before
Mm,
now, right? To some
mm.
degree. How does that make you feel?
Well, sometimes I have to, although the time I felt doubt, like, did I make the right choice? Because I realized that when I call my name, the last name would always, people would recognize the last name. They'll ask me, oh, Zok, I knew your father. Like, oh, he was my
Yeah.
classmate, you know?
Yeah.
So, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, so Habib Atanko is gone now. Like, my father's classmates can't even recognize me when they hear my name. They might hear Habib Zok, but at first I started with Habib Atanko Zok. But when people introduce my name, like saying three names is a lot to me. I know it sounds very easy, but I'm that lazy. I just want to say two names. Habiba Zoxo. I
Yeah.
don't want to be
Yeah.
like Habiba
Yeah.
Tanko Zoxo, blah 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 blah. I just want to go straight to the point.
Yeah.
So I just removed the Tanko and said, okay, because Zoxo is more like a compound name, like two names. So I didn't want to have so many names. So I just took out the Tanko. Sometimes and it makes me feel some type of way, like, okay, how will my father's people recognize me like in years to come? Because it's with a name, they recognize you with a name first before because when we as we grow, as we evolve, we kind of change, we transform, and they don't recognize you easily. But with a name, it's very
Yeah.
easy. Right now, it's my
Yeah.
husband's people that recognize me easily. They're like, "Oh, I knew your father,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "No, he was not my father. He's my father-in-law." But thank you very much.
Oh,
That kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting. I want to talk to you about motherhood, balancing that career and being a mother, being a wife, and also existing in a space like Nigeria where
Hmm.
culture is like at the forefront. Culture and religion is at the forefront of everything that you do, right?
Hmm.
Even down
Hmm.
to evolving mindset and all of that. So I think my first question to you will be more: who was Habiba before becoming a mom and a wife?
Okay. Um. First of all, I don't okay, let me answer this question directly. Before Habiba became a wife, she was just a young girl trying to navigate through, learning, open to a lot of things. I mean, I'm still open to a lot of things, but being a mother now there are some doors that have been shut, and I'll explain that in while we talk about this thing.
Yes.
So Habiba was
Yes.
just a young girl, open to a lot of things, didn't know so many things, and she was open to learning. And there were dreams that she had that she's still yet to fulfill. Some she has fulfilled, some she's yet to fulfill. And I don't think motherhood has really changed the Habiba now, the recent Habiba. I think motherhood has just reshaped me in a different way. It has just transformed
Okay.
me. I'm still the same person that I was. I have just, I have just been, what's this word? I have evolved as a person.
Okay.
Motherhood has
Yes.
helped me evolve as a person.
Yes.
So that is
Yes.
definitely Yes, that's definitely it. I've just evolved as person. I'm still the same Habiba. I've just evolved.
Okay. So I love that you mentioned your dreams and I love that you
Yeah.
mentioned like some doors have closed. What do you mean when you say some doors have closed because you're now a mother?
Okay. Some doors. When I say some doors have closed, like when it comes to like meeting people and trying to form connections and all of that. I think that door has closed because right now you are not out to make friends, especially with opposite gender, because we know that most times, let's be honest, most times they don't just want to be friends. They just
Yes.
especially the ones you're meeting now. The
Yes.
male friends I have now are friends that I've had before I got married.
Ah.
A few of them after I got married, but that was by chance. But the ones that are intentional, like I find it very uncomfortable, somewhat somehow uncomfortable when someone says, I want to be your friend. In my mind, I'm like, we're already talking. I think we can just be friends from there. But when you are intentional about when you say I want to be your friend, it just gives me this idea that you want to be more than friends because why do you have to ask me you want to be my friend? Like, let's just keep talking. So I
Yes,
think that door,
yes.
being a mother and a wife, has that door has been closed. Like, I'm not really open to. Of course, it's good to meet new people, make new connections, and all of that. But to go all out for it, I'm not. I don't think I'm in that space now because I think the community I have now, they're okay for me. You know. So that door for me
Yeah.
personally has been closed. But when it comes to professionally, I don't think there's any door that has been shut. Because for me, I think it was after I got married that I realized I could do things that I didn't think I could do. You know, becoming a mother and a wife
Mm-hmm.
opened my eyes to so many things. Like I became more confident. You know, I used to shy away from a lot of things before. Even this interview, something like before I got married, then I would look for an excuse to say, "Ah, I don't think, oh, I'll just give you a say, I don't know. But now, any opportunity to just sit and talk to someone, I'm okay. I'm confident. I can talk, you know. So being a mother has made me more confident in all aspects.
Nice. Do you think it's because you now have people looking at you, like actual people who are trying to be inspired by you in your house? There's like little humans walking around looking at you,
Definitely,
copying
definitely.
everything that you do. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Because,
because you
yeah.
know these human beings, they don't only listen to what you say, they also do what you're doing. Somehow they do what you're doing. Even like say do this one there, sit there, they will stand. If you stand, they will stand with you. So it's very easy for them to copy you. So you have to be on the right track. You have to do things that if they do, you also be proud of them because they're also looking up to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. Yeah. So after your babies, did you struggle with postpartum?
Yes. For my first, I did briefly. So because of course the first time I didn't even know there was something like postpartum depression. I didn't know it was a thing. I just thought when I had my baby, my first child, I was just sad because in my mind, I was like, what's going on? You can't sleep. I'm sure you can relate. In the night,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
when they
Oh,
want to be awake.
again,
That's
that's
when
why
they
I'm
want to
asking you these
eat.
questions.
Like in my mind, I'm like, what sort of, what's going on? Why can't I sleep like a normal person? Why can't I eat like a normal person? Because you have a meal now, and in 10 minutes time you're hungry again, and you're eating like a hoodlum. You're just eating, and your body, you're looking at your body, and like, what's going on? This is not how I was. Okay, I know I just had a child, but what is going on? It's not. So many things will be happening at once, and before you know it, you find yourself slipping into something we call postpartum depression, which I didn't know before,
Yeah.
but I was able to
Yeah.
snap out of it. I don't. It wasn't intentional, but I think what helped was having family around me. Somehow, when you have a lot of people
Yes.
around you, you easily snap out of it. So that was what helped me. For my
Yes.
second, it was almost coming in, but I was more aware. So I didn't even let it come in. I just let it stay by the door. I was like, just hold on, go back to where you're coming from. So it didn't happen to me for my second, for my second child.
No.
Yes,
Yeah. No, oh my God, yes, I agree. I think community changes it. That's for sure.
a
Like
lot,
with postpartum,
a
like
lot.
community definitely changes it. And it's one of those things where when my mom was here, rather, after I gave birth, she and I were having a
Mm,
conversation, and I said to her, and I said, the reason why Nigerians don't even discuss postpartum depression is because you don't even have time for it. Because
exactly.
the moment a woman gives birth, there's like you barely even see your baby. There's people giving you a
Hmm.
bath. There's food. There's people taking care of your baby. Like
And some of them
sometimes,
see it as a normal thing. So they'll say it's normal.
yes,
You get through it. It's normal, and it's not.
yes, it is not normal because I like sometimes when I reflect back on some mothers that I will see the way that they will hit their kids or the way that they will act towards babies, I'm like,
Hmm.
nah, that was postpartum depression. Just you know what I mean, disguised as discipline. I'm like,
Yes,
because
yes.
you're in the frustration of it, you're in the I understand discipline. Nigerians we carry the logo on our head.
Carry it on my
Like
head like this.
like, because when mom was here, anything she's like, no, don't do that. Say Saba, he will get used to it.
Oh.
I'm
Don't
like,
carry him
first
for
of
too
all,
long. I remember how I always hold my son, and they'll be like, "Don't hold him for too long. He'll get used to you." But he's the one
yeah,
running away now. I'm the one calling him, "Come!" and he's running away. So I mean, they were always it's from a good place, I guess,
it's
but
always,
it is what it is.
is there any moment you felt like, because I know you've already said, right, like having being a mom kind of made you want more, made you push the limits for yourself, right? Where you're
Mhm.
usually just more shy, more timid. Was there a moment where you felt like, this was when it happened for you? Meaning, like, was there an incident? Was there a moment? Or did it just feel more like a flow? Like, I'm just, as soon as I gave birth, or was it after your second? You're like, I don't want to feel postpartum depression. So let me step into and own myself and own my power.
Mm,
What made you feel like, I need to own my power as a mom? I need to own my power as a wife?
mm. Okay, I think it was more of a flow for me. I don't think there was any moment where it hit me that no, okay, I'm a mom, but I have to do it. It was more like a flow for me, because when I got married, I didn't start having babies immediately. So I
Yeah.
I was in that marriage, I was in that zone for a while before
Yeah.
I transformed into becoming a mother. So it was more like I planned for it. I had it at the back of my mind that if when I start having children, things would change. So I was ready for whatever came. So it was more like a flow for me. It didn't happen just like that. But I was always encouraged because in my mind, I'm like, these little humans will grow up. And when they grow up, they will see me. What would they say about me? How would they feel about me? I want them to have things to say to their friends, like good things. I want them to be proud of me. So that alone pushed me to always do things that um little Habiba or single Habiba could not do. So yeah, that was more like a motivation factor for me.
And then where does because the acting is there, you've been doing that for a while, you know what I mean? And so where did
Yeah.
the fitness journey come into play? Like, at what point did you say, okay, it's
Mm,
now time to get my body together? Because I see you
mm.
have done it, right? And now you're building community around it, right?
Yes, yes. So when I had my first child, I snapped back immediately without having to do a lot because I wasn't exercising so much then. I was just doing the little walk here and there, jump ropes and all, but I wasn't really aware about fitness. I was not knowledgeable on that aspect. So I snapped
Yeah.
back immediately. But for my second, I had a cesarean section. So we all know that in our African culture, when you have a normal delivery, you tie your tummy, of course, so that it goes back. But when you have a CS, you can't do all of that tying of tummy. You can't do so much. You have to heal. You have to take time and heal. So I did that. I took time, I healed. But after healing, I noticed that my body was still the same, was still looking as if I just had a baby, even after like 6 months of
Yeah.
having a baby. I still looked like I still had a baby. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? And I started exercising at home. I didn't even sign it up in the gym. I was just doing home workouts. And when I was consistent with the home workout, and after a while, I realized that my body started changing. I started going back to
Yeah.
the Habiba that was before. But when I stopped and I continued my life normal, I started gaining weight again. And when what's going on? I thought I've solved this problem. But that's when I got to realize that fitness is not something that you just decide to do to fit into a dress or you have an occasion and you want to look a certain way. Fitness is a lifestyle. It's something that you should decide to do for the rest of your life because it's not just about the physical benefits. Okay, there's also the mental benefits and the emotional
Yes.
benefits. So it was after
Yes.
I had my second child that I decided that I wanted to take this fitness as a lifestyle, and I saw the effect it had on me, not just physically but mentally. I was able to perform as a mother better and or perform as an actor better. When ideas came in, I would be able to execute it very well. I mean, I was doing things that I couldn't even believe, and even it might be okay, I might be exaggerating and say, oh, it's just the fitness. It's not just the fitness. I was also eating right. Like when I decided to start eating right like 2 years ago, because when I started exercising, I wasn't really eating well. I was just doing the exercise. But I got to understand that it's a two-way thing. You can't just be exercising and eating anyhow. It won't work that way. Like eating right is even more of like 80%, then the exercise like 20%. So 2 years ago, I decided that okay, I'm going to be eating right and eating well. Like I eat everything, but I know how I eat it. So
Yeah.
it was when I decided
Moderation.
all of
Yeah.
that. Exactly. Then I also understood that it had a positive effect on my job too, because acting is very physical. You use your body, like your body is the most important tool to do your job. If you don't have your body, you can't, except you're acting a ghost and they're not seeing you, they're just hearing your voice. But you need your body.
She said it. So you're
You
acting
need
ghost.
you need your body to bring the character to life. So and I realized that when you go out there to look for jobs, when they look at you, they see how fit you are, they are likely to hire you for that job, especially if it's a physical role, which I'm yet to do, and I'm hoping that one day I get something that I will play like a physical role where I have to do some stunts, fights, and all of that. But even if it's not a physical role, every casting director wants someone that is physically fit for any
Yes.
role. It doesn't matter what the role
Yeah.
is. They
Yeah.
want someone that can
Yeah.
think well, that can act well, that can just bring the character to life. So when I learned that was going to
Yeah.
work for me, I said, I'm not giving up on this. This is my lifestyle. We die here, you know.
See, listen. One thing, let me tell you something. One thing
Mm,
I love love about Nigerians and Nigeria is
Hmm.
the fact that if
Yes.
Nigerians lock in, it's like we die here.
We
Listen,
die here, no going back.
there's no going back.
All the
I've
way
worked too
in, go
hard.
hard or go home.
Literally. No, that is so crazy. But I love that you started like the fitness journey for yourself. And I love that also, not just that, not just for the I want to look good, because that's when
Hmm.
sometimes it's a bit harder to sustain. Because once you look good, you can kind of step away from it, as opposed to like
Hmm.
having it as a lifestyle where it's like, okay, this is my norm now, and I'm
Yes.
just gonna keep doing that instead of like, oh,
Mm.
I look good today, let me. And I love that you got to the point and you're like, okay, what's happening here? I was looking good earlier. Like,
Like,
come
why am I
back,
looking like
good
this?
body. Why am I looking like this? And did you? So I'm guessing that you definitely struggled a little bit in the mind with like the way that you looked, because I mean, yes, we don't want to look, I want to chasing the looking good, but it'll be nice to look good. You know
Of
what I mean?
course,
Nice to walk
everybody
into
wants
a
to look
room and be
good.
like,
Yes,
it's
yes.
listen, I got a six pack. What you got?
Hmm.
What you packing?
Hmm.
So yeah. But did you ever get like? Did it ever the lasting, or did it last in terms of like mentally bothering you the way that your body looks? That then said, this is the shift to getting my body in shape.
Yes, definitely. So I think it started affecting me when I had my second child because CS, like I know people say CS is normal delivery because in Nigeria, if you say CS is not a normal delivery, they will climb on your head. CS is a normal delivery, but we all know that there's nothing as having a vaginal delivery. Like that's just the best, you
I
know.
don't
So
know,
when I had that
and I
CS,
will never know.
oh, you don't know. Well, there's nothing like. Even if there's always, let's not go into that one. That's it for another day. Let's not go into that one.
No, no,
But
no, no. That's not
I
just for another day. I
struggled.
want to hear the gist now, because this is the conversation we're having right now. I want to hear it. What do you mean? No,
For
say
me,
it
because
now.
when I had my first child with the vaginal delivery, I snapped back. I didn't have to do a lot. But with the CS,
I
I had to
got
do
it.
a lot. Like I struggled. I didn't know what was going on. Because of the
Yes.
scar, I could not do a lot of things like breastfeeding was an issue. It was a lot. And that was when
Oh,
postpartum
so it
depression
felt
even
very
kicked in.
uncomfortable. Say that
Yes.
again.
I said that's when postpartum depression kicked in for the second time.
Oh,
But I was more aware because the first time it kicked in,
oh.
I didn't know. But the second time it kicked in, but I let it at the door. Even though I left it at the door. So the second one, I struggled a lot because I didn't add weight so much, but you know me well, I'm naturally very petite. So to
Yeah,
me, that was
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
When I saw that, okay, I couldn't fit in some clothes that I have had, I didn't just, I struggled a lot mentally too, because I started feeling like, if I go out now, people say, okay, you just have two. There are people that have four because you start comparing yourself to other people, even if it's not right, but it's normal. You start comparing yourself to that
Yeah,
mom
yeah, yeah,
who's
of
had like
course.
four
Yeah.
kids or five kids and she still looks straight, and you just have two. What's going on? So many things start going. The imposter syndrome start kicking in, and you're like wondering what's going on, and you just want to snap out of it. But fitness did a lot. Fitness was my savior to everything.
Yeah, no, I can
Hmm.
see how, because even for
Yeah.
me, and I think I made my previous episode that I made was speaking about that. Like, just I decided I'm gonna take walks. I started walking every day. So his nap, which was like his second nap, we're gonna go outside. We will walk. Like, I'll walk 2 miles. I'll be going up the hill. My neighbors are like, this old lady came out and said, I have never gone up this hill. She said, are you going up this
Wow.
hill with a baby? I said to her, I said, ma'am, because I need my body to come back,
You know.
and I'm still struggling with it, where it's like, because for me, I had fibroids during my pregnancy, and the fibroids are
Okay.
the size of the baby, of a newborn. That's how big my fibroids
Mm.
are. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's like, so even when I gave birth, right, I had a C-section, baby came out, all that, and I had an emergency C-section.
Mm.
Again, I already gave my pregnancy story, but girl, listen, my mom's like, you can't. If not because of the emergency, this was high in the. If not because of the emergency, just tell everyone. If not because of the emergency, I Jubilee, Take say 10 centimeters. You will not even know what's happening. Very calm, collected. I
You
say,
know,
I don't know if it's a thing of pride. I'm like,
the,
bruh,
the thing that
I
they
don't.
brag about it too.
I'm like, I don't know if I want to talk about my pain as a thing of like, I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like, what? I'm like, I that I in by the emergency. That's what it is. Everybody on the phone, emergency. I say, you don't need to
Emergency.
explain. You don't need to explain to them.
Oh
Anyways,
my
so and
God.
then I've struggled with like my, I mean, I'm still struggling with it where I'm having my fibers removed very soon,
Okay.
but I'm still struggling because I'm like standing in the mirror and I'm like, every
Am I
day
still
I'm standing in the
pregnant?
mirror measuring. So and I saw how just even my mental, right? It's like I saw how because here it's like you're on your own. It doesn't matter even if you have like care, like even if you get hired help, no matter what it is that you get, it's not the same. It's not the same like
Mm,
having family around you to
mm,
actually like
mm,
alleviate all of that. So
mm,
for sure I definitely can resonate with like your fitness journey in terms of like you like not just doing it, you know, to get back in shape, but even helping like your mental in that state. So I can
mm-hmm.
definitely, you know, I can definitely see that.
Relate.
So, but
Yeah.
how do you, okay, now you're doing fitness, now you're doing acting, now you're a mother, now you're a wife. These are a lot of roles, right? Because the
Yeah.
fitness thing is not just that you're working out, you're building community, you're getting people
Mm-hmm.
involved in this, you're doing,
Yeah.
you know, 30-day challenges, you're doing all of these
Mm-hmm.
challenges with people, right? And you're, I see you reposting videos. Not just that, I see you like, hey, I saw your video about this. That means you're digging into that. How do you balance? I have two questions. Let's start with how do you balance all four of them and still show up as your best self?
So, okay, so for me, I believe in seasons. Like there's time for everything. There's time for everything. And whichever season you find yourself, you embrace it and give it your all. So this time last year, I think this time last year, I was in Lagos. I was filming, like March, yes, I was in Lagos filming. I started filming in February and I ended in April. So I was in Lagos for about 3 to 4 months. And it was a lot because I missed my family, like a lot. At the point, I'm like, should I have taken this job? But in my mind, I'm like, it's going to pass. And it passed eventually. And look at me here. I've been around since I think last year, November. Yeah, I haven't traveled for any work. Okay, I traveled for work in January, but it was very brief, and I came back.
Yeah.
But I miss filming. Like I want to get back on it, which I know I will get back. When I know that it's just there's time for everything because there's a time that will come that it will seem like oh everywhere is just dry, and you're wondering is it that nobody's seeing me anymore? But that's not the case. They are seeing you. They see you. It just means that maybe you should put your time and your resources into something, and that's what I'm doing with fitness. That's why I started this 30 days challenge, and I started with the squat challenge in January because I realized that I didn't have any shoots scheduled like for the next 3 months. So I said, okay, let me keep myself busy with fitness. And I didn't just want it to be all about me. I want to influence others. I
Yeah.
want to carry everyone along. I didn't because when it's just
Yes.
all about you, it doesn't feel that great when you're just the one doing it and
Yeah.
you're seeing results. But when
Yeah.
you see people
Yeah.
doing it and what you have taught
Yes.
this person, the person is doing and you're seeing results, you feel good, you feel good.
Yes.
So I wanted to
Yes.
do that. So I started building this community where we're doing the challenges, not every month, but we said in January, we're doing the apps. I don't know what I plan, what I have planned for in future, but I know that I'll keep on doing stuff for that. How do I create time now? Like I said, I always embrace the season. When I'm with my family, I give my family my all. I don't try to feel bad that, oh, I'm not on set working. I know that there will be a time that I'll be on set working and I'll be missing them. So whatever season I find myself, I embrace it totally and I give it my all. So that when that time comes for like when the time comes for me to shoot, I know that mentally I'm prepared because I've had time to rest. I've had time to do
Yeah.
everything with my family and I won't miss them that much because I know I've spent a lot of time with them. So what I do is that I embrace every season that comes.
Yeah. No, I like that. I absolutely
Mm.
like that. There's this speech that Shonda Rhimes gave, I want to say a few years ago, and she said the idea that women can have it all is a it's not real. It's not realistic, right? It's like you can't have it all at the same time because when you're
Mm.
doing one thing, something else is not getting. That means something else is not getting 100% of yourself, right? And
Attention,
then
yeah.
so I love, yeah. So I love the way that you're, but I also love that not just that you're identifying that that's the way to do it, but you're like living it. I like to see, and I personally, I'm super inspired. Like I'm loving this conversation as well because it's wonderful to truly see somebody who doesn't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not just
Yeah.
saying it, I'm doing the thing that I
Mm-hmm.
said I was going to do, and that's how I'm
Yeah.
like, that's how I show up as my most authentic self. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, most authentic self, like there's this idea of like, oh, I'm just showing up as my most authentic self, and then there's this unrealistic expectation that you see online, right? Of mothers that are
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, if you're not doing this, then
No, no, no.
I don't understand why. And I'm like, first of all, calm down. Trophy
Do the
owner,
calms.
winner of Mom
You
Association.
know.
You are the chief mother. Take the crown. Take the reward.
Oh my
Take
God.
the throne. Please win.
Like
Because I refuse to be in this competition.
at
Count
all, at all. It's not
me
a competition.
out.
I
Because,
think some
like,
mothers put
when.
a lot of pressure on themselves. It puts a lot, and in the long run, it's not going to help you. You just need to give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. You can't do everything
No,
at
I
once, but
agree.
whatever you have,
Yes.
you need to understand that there will always be time for everything. As long as you are
Yes.
alive, there's hope. There will always. So don't just think, oh, time is running. You have to do everything, and before you know it, yeah. I don't want to say you kill yourself, but you just start making yourself sad, and you find yourself in depression. And
But
your kids need
I
you.
love
Your
that you're.
husband needs you.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, so now let me use that as a segue. She said your kids need you, your husband needs you. Let's use that as a segue because there's the identity of a mom, right? And that kind of carries a lot of weight because your kids become first priority with like everything that you do, even the way that you plan your life, right? It's planned
Yeah.
around them. Because it's just a natural thing with mothers, the way that it's just a natural nurturing part of women, right?
Mm.
So, but how does that now shift to the attention that you have in your marriage? Meaning, like, how do you create time to remove yourself from being a mom to being like, ooh, sexy Biba stepping into the room?
Mm.
Hello, excuse me, I'm not just your mother. Out the way, people.
You know.
I'm a wife too, okay? So how do you get back to that? You know, back to the romance of it. I guess is the
Mm.
question.
So the thing is, it's not easy at all because children they change things. That's why I was very intentional when I got married. We decided that we are not going to have start having babies immediately. We just wanted to like flex with
Sorry,
ourselves
I have to
and
interrupt you and
enjoy
say I
that.
love it. I love it because
Honestly,
it
it
is
was
such. It is
intentional.
not
People
a
didn't know.
Nigerian
People thought that,
thing.
oh, people thought that they've been trying. Every time they'll be asking how far now. Oh, don't worry, God will do it. They didn't know that it was intentional. It was. I said, don't worry, we are good. When the time comes, we're gonna start having children, and that's what happened. Thankfully, the kids came, and of course, definitely they will change things between you and your partner. But it's normal. You
Yes.
just have to be intentional about it. That okay, these human beings are going to grow up, and they will leave you with your husband. So you have to be intentional every time. Don't just focus on them. Sometimes take a step back, and shift towards your husband and just make it work because he was there before then. It's because of him they are even here. So you
Oh,
just have to be aware.
damn. You.
Yeah. You know,
Listen.
there's this video
Do
I
they
posted. I
know
don't know if
this?
you saw
Let me
it.
let me let me make this video and
They
send to them.
know. There was this video I made. I was recording.
Yeah.
It's like I knew they were going to say something funny. They were like, okay,
Yes.
let's go to sleep. They were like, mommy, let's go to sleep. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to sleep in my room. You go to your room. So, mommy, come and sleep with us in my room. I say, no, no. My sister was like, so, mommy, are you saying you sleep better with your husband and you sleep with us? I was like, yes, now, before uncle. And they were like,
Yes.
oh, mommy, you broke our heart. But that's the
You're like your
reality.
heart
That's
gonna be
the reality
broken
of
a
things.
little.
If I didn't sleep together with him, you wouldn't even be here in the first place.
You're like you won't be here, okay? But I love it.
So it's
I
the
love.
reality of things.
No, I love it, and I love the
And they need
dynamic
to see how
of.
much you love your partner because it helps them feel loved in return. They need to see it. It helps them. Don't just be all about, okay, you can let them know you love them, but let them also know you love your partner. Let your partner let them know that they love you too. Because I see how Zara blushes anytime she sees her husband. My husband comes to me and he kisses me, and she's always blushing like, oh, mommy. It's Jamal that's always like, because he's the guy, boys and their mom
Yes,
now.
yes,
He's always like,
yes.
what's going on here? He's always like, Daddy, can but he loves it deep down, but he's almost always very,
Yeah.
was that will always blush. So
Yes.
I feel like when spouses show how much they love each other, it helps the kids emotionally. There's nothing you
It
can tell them when they go
does.
out there. There's nothing you can tell them. They are confident. They know they are loved at home. They know their parents love each other. It's healthy for them.
It really is. It really
Mm,
is. It really is. Mentally, it is. And also, I think people forget that the voice that your kids hear 10 years, I don't know, in their 20, like in their 20s or whatever, is the foundation of what you've built. That's their inner
Exactly.
voice. Like you're literally
Yes.
building their inner voice, their subconscious, right? And so I
Mm-hmm.
love that. And I love, especially for your daughter, right? I
Mm.
love that she's able to see what love looks like, what
Yes.
a man showing up for you looks like. So that way, somebody will not come and cook you Indomie and come and be
As
like,
in,
from like,
when she goes, I think she'll be
do
able
you
to
understand?
recognize which one is real and which one is not real, you know?
Yes, yes. Because I think it's so important, especially in a world where, listen, this man gonna hate me, but I'm a true believer that the world can do without some men. Like,
See, if I say
you
that's
know,
just for another day,
bad
now you say
behavior.
no, let's talk about it here. But it's
Yes,
a
let's
long
talk
gist.
about
If we
it.
start it now, if we start now, we will not even finish it. It's a very,
Yes,
very
she
long
said,
gist.
"Oh, nothing." No, because no, but it's real life though. Because that's the conversation I want to have with you. I want to have like that's the reason why I started the podcast, right? It's because I really wanted to just have honest conversations around real
Mm.
life, like actual real life, like exactly what's happening. Because recently I just watched a documentary on Netflix. It's called Manosphere.
Okay.
My friend Joyce recommended it to me, and I just watched it, and I just said to myself, I said, this world, listen, they can remove all the men in this world, and we will all be okay.
And we'll be fine.
Like,
Don't let them hear you. They'll tell you that no.
no,
They will say
but that's the
no.
reason why but that's the reason why that documentary came because I'm just
Man of the spirit.
like,
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look
man,
it up.
you should honestly. I felt so annoyed. The more that I watched, I came the kids so annoyed. And I said, I was, because when she sent it to me and she was like, oh, it's like an hour and a half. And I was like, oh, I feel like it should be a full documentary, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
And then she's like, I'm watching it. It was an hour and a half. And I was like, it was meant to be an hour and a half. Anything past this, I would have been pissed beyond, you know? And it's like this man, like, hanging out with like the girls who have like OnlyFans and hanging out with all these girls, like, you know, just to show
Mm.
off or whatever. And then when they walk away and they're talking to the guy, he's like, oh yeah, she's an idiot. She's a slut. She's a this. And I'm like, oh, but she's good for your views. Huh.
Yeah.
She's great for your
The
views.
double standard
Isn't
is a
she?
lot.
uh, you
Double
know what I mean?
standard.
Like, wow. I was like, misogyny, is it in the room with us? Like,
Mm.
what's happening
Hmm.
here?
That's it.
Anyways, you should watch it. I highly recommend
I
it.
will.
And
I will definitely.
but coming back to, I love the example, and I love that you and your partner, like you guys have that, where it's like your kids can see it. They know what
Yes.
love looks like. You know what I mean? It's like we have
Hmm.
jollof at home. Yes, you have love at home. There's love at home.
Yeah.
Go back, go
Yes.
home. You know
Nobody
what I
can
mean? So
mistreat you outside.
so I love, and I love that they know that that's their safe space too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's
Yes.
one thing to feel love, but it's another thing to understand like this is your safe space. Like you can always,
Hmm.
come back to this place. Um,
Yes.
do you see? I feel like you said you were already inspired after becoming a mom, right? So do you see
Yes.
art differently now? Like the art, like obviously acting, which is your artistry, right? Do you see it
Mm.
differently now? Because when you're your
Mm.
hustle stage, right? There's like
Yes.
boom, boom, boom. You're like, give it to me, I can just do it. What is it? But
Hmm. Hmm.
then you sound like you're very intentional now about your family, the way that you
Mm.
are. And looking at you online, I'm seeing that you're doing a full rebrand, which I want us to come to. You're doing a full rebrand of yourself, right? So it's like, do you see it differently now?
Yes, definitely. You know, now I see that there is no learning doesn't stop. No matter how much you
Yes.
think you know, you never ever stop learning. So my mind is more open right now. And for me, I'm also interested in not just learning, but I'm also interested in impacting others with knowledge, with the little I know, and not just in acting, but in fitness also. That's why I try to do these challenges because I know it might look small, but it's just like a foundation to the bigger one. I don't know what the long-term goal is going to be. Maybe I'm going to have a gym one day, or
Oh,
a Pilates
nice.
store or something. I don't know, but I know that
Yeah.
I have plans to just teach others. Even I have plans to have maybe an acting academy, teach people how to act and all of that. So I just
Ooh,
know
girl,
that
you
the
got big
more
goals, big
I
dreams. I
do,
love
I
this.
do, I do,
Right.
I
Yes.
do. So my plan right now, like I said, rebranding myself. I don't just want people to see me as an actor. She just knows how to act. No, I'm also a
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
I'm also open
Yes.
to teaching you. I'm also a fitness enthusiast and an influencer. I'm not just enthusiastic about the fitness. I also want to influence people. I want people to say, "Oh, she inspired me. She motivated me. It was because of
Yes.
how I started."
Yes.
I want to hear that
Yes.
of myself. Yeah.
Yeah. If I can even add for you, right? At least, excuse me, what I see is look at me helping you. I want us to plan your future now.
Help me,
Let's
please.
break down your future,
Help
okay?
me. Please help me.
So, I love the community the community you're building when it comes to fitness, right? And I
Hmm.
love your take on things online. I love because you speak on marriages and you do speak
Yeah.
on being a mom, right? These are your
Hmm.
real key like propellers when I watch
Yeah.
you online in the online space, and I see you post even your acting stuff. Your acting stuff is very inspirational for sure,
Thank you.
right? And then the fitness stuff is very inspirational too and aspirational because I see you and I aspire to have that body. I aspire to be, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I think that your target market should be moms because, and I'll tell you why I feel that way. Because a lot of moms lose their spark after they've had kids. I have seen
Mm.
firsthand living in Nigeria how, and even just now being able to have like this bird's eye view of it, seeing how
Mm.
like moms, like just they will have like I have aunts and things who were like before they even got married, they had like all these things that they wanted to do, big dreams, big goals, and that has been put to the side because they're like, who wants to be doing all
Mm.
that? Sometimes some people
Mm.
just need that little boost. So I think
Yes.
your target
Yes.
audience should be mothers, so that way you
Mm.
can rekindle that
People.
spark. And I
Hmm.
think the
Yeah.
spark starts with the fitness journey, right? You need to host, do the challenges online, but you need to start hosting like
Offline.
fitness events. Yes, where
I was just
actual
talking
mothers can
to someone
come,
about this
sit,
actually. Yesterday, I was talking to
mothers can
someone
just come.
about this.
And I need to start small. Like, you know what I mean? Like, start small. I feel like this is not a competition that should be online because someone still.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a competition you and I should have offline because
I
I
know.
I think there's a let's leave it. How about this? When we're done recording, let's come to this because I
We'll
want
talk
to
more
talk
on
to you
it.
about it because I think
Yeah.
like I'm seeing your rebrand and listen, look at me
Prospect.
putting myself there. We need to be strategic with it. Do you understand?
Yes,
Like you
I
need
know.
to
I
be
know.
strategic with it where it's like it's no longer because you're already consistent. Do you know what I mean? You're already
Mm.
consistent with
Mm.
it. You're not like you know what I mean, you're showing up for it. So now we need to get you to like take it from here to there. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like pulling
Yeah.
people, build community.
Yes.
Let's talk about this offline. How about that? Let's talk about this offline
Offline.
because
Because I'm loving where it's
yeah,
going
yeah,
to.
yeah. Let's talk about this offline. Okay, so let's come back to let's come back to our conversation. So if
Mm.
Habiba was looking at her I don't know herself from college. Let's go to Habiba from college, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking or from university, right? What people don't
Mm.
know is you and I went to the same university. That's please,
Yes.
right? We went to the same university and we studied the same thing, theater and performing arts. And
Yes.
so, if you're looking at yourself, that version of yourself, right? What
Mm.
will you say to her from future Habiba?
No. Okay, so this might come off as proud, but I'm sorry, that's the only way
What do you mean?
I know how to go about
So
it.
no.
Because
Before you
when
even
people
see, we
say,
need to talk offline because no. Hold on before you continue. Listen, own your power, please.
yes,
Like I love to see. No. Own your power. What are you talking about? I love to see women talk about that. See. Put the accolades. What are you talking
you know,
about?
I
Listen,
did,
this woman has been acting. She has shows on Prime. She has shows that. Please.
you know.
Please,
So what
my
I
dear,
wanted to
please shake
say,
your
like,
shoulders.
thank you. And
Yes,
you have given me liver now. Let me
yes,
say it my
please,
full chest.
yes,
So
yes,
what I'll tell my future self, the first thing I'll tell her is, I'm proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you because everything you said you would do, you're doing. You're not yet done. You're not, you're even yet to start. But everything you
I
said you
agree.
would do, you would do. Like when it comes to, let's start with relationships. Like if I ask you now, the only man you've known me with is the only man you've known me with. I don't think you know me
Yes,
with any other man. And it's been a long
yeah,
time. And it
yeah,
might not be like that for a lot of people, but I take pride in knowing that I married my first boyfriend. Will I say first or second? I don't know, Sha. Depends on who's
Please,
watching
if you
the
know you
video.
already told him he was the first, you better stop now because this is
It
gonna go
depends on who is
public.
watching this video. But I like to take things serious. I'm a very people see me and they know that I'm serious. But when it's time to play, it's time to play. But when it comes to things about life, I like to take things serious. I've never been one to say, "Oh, I'm this relationship to catch cruise. I just want to have fun. I want to." Mm-mm. If I'm in a relationship with you, it's because I want to know you and probably get married to you. So if you know that you don't see me as wanting to get married, just leave me be. And I always
Yeah,
let my
yeah.
husband know this right from when we were dating. I was very intentional about everything, you know.
Ooh, I love
So
that.
when
Okay.
we were even acting, like back then in school, I would always tell him because before I started studying theater, I didn't know I was going to be an actor. I wasn't interested in acting per se. It was when I started studying the course. It was in 300 level. It was in 300 level point when we did acting and stagecraft. I can't remember. It was 300, 400. That was when it
Yeah.
hit me that I want to pursue acting as a career. And I
Uh,
told him, I was like, I'm going to do this as a career. So are you sure you're going to be, are you sure you're in? I was like, yeah, if that's what I want to do. And because I was like, this is what I
yeah.
want to do. And after school, I was intentional. I went to Lagos temporarily. I started attending auditions, putting myself out there, doing work, sometimes for free. They'll tell you we are doing it for exposure and you do it because who do you know? Nobody knows you then. So I did a lot of work for
Yeah.
free back then just to put my face out there. And I'm proud of every step that I've taken. I don't think there's something I've done that I'll say, oh, I regret. I shouldn't have done it this way. I shouldn't have done that way. I
Yeah.
feel like every action, every decision I've made has led me to another. Even if there are times I have to take a step back, to just check myself and say, okay, no, this is not how you should go. You should go this way. And I'll take myself to the left or the right. So there have been times like that. But regrets, I don't think I've had any regrets. So if I'll see my younger self, I'll hug her and tell her I'm proud. I mean,
Oh,
everything you
that's
said you do,
good.
you're doing now. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I'm proud of you. I've seen you
Thank you.
evolve, right? I've seen you evolve because I've known you for a really long time. So I've seen
Yes.
your progression and I've seen how much you've evolved, not just as an actress, as a woman. And
Mm,
I can definitely tell. And what I love about watching you is that I can tell and I could see when it changed when you start standing in your power, when you start speaking like just your
yes.
truth, no longer. And that's the thing, right? That makes people connect with you. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like when people is like, oh, okay, this person used to say nothing. This was so quiet,
Mm-hmm.
so shy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like standing in your power, you're owning your thing. And I urge you, ma'am, please do
Mm.
not do, because that thing that Nigerian women do, please don't do it. Ah, no,
What's that? Please be
it's
direct. What's
okay.
that? Thing?
No, the
Calm
shyness
down.
now.
Don't move
No,
too
calm down.
fast.
It's okay. Yes, let me be
Mm.
humble. No,
Don't do too
who does
much.
humility help? Humility
Nobody
has nobody. Humility doesn't pay the bills.
at
Humility
all.
doesn't listen. It doesn't do nothing.
At
It doesn't
all.
inspire. It doesn't aspire. But also, we have a new generation of people that are growing up. They need people to look up to and be like, oh,
Mm.
you know what? This is somebody I want to be like when I step into my 30s. This is somebody I want
Yes.
to. This is somebody I aspire to be like. You know what I mean? So I think
Mm-hmm.
that so I love your like your growth. I love your
Thank
evolution.
you.
I love it, and I know that
Thank
there's so
you
much
so
more
much.
to come because you're not
For
someone
God's
who
sake.
stands or sits still. You know
No,
what I mean? So
no.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna wrap it up with what will you say to any woman who feels lost in motherhood or feels lost in their marriage or feels lost in just life in general because they they're trying to figure it out but they just don't know how to figure that like
Where
figure
to
any
start?
of it out. What we yeah or where to start. Yes, what will you
Mm.
say to a woman, a mother, a wife, what will you say to them?
Okay. The first thing I would say to her is do the calms. Like breathe in and breathe out. Like take time to just sit by yourself in your room. Find a quiet space. Like literally. I'm not just saying it figuratively now. Literally take look for a quiet place and just sit still and meditate and think about you. Put yourself first in that
Yes.
moment. Think about
Yeah.
what makes you happy. Think about what makes you
Yeah.
fulfilled. Think about that thing that when you wake up in the morning, you're excited to do that. It just gives you life, makes you feel like, oh, you're being useful. Think about that thing. Ask yourself, are you doing it? If you're doing it already, clap
Mm.
for yourself. And if the answer is no, you're not doing it, make a step to actually doing it. You have to be bold because there are times
Oh
that there are
yeah.
certain things that people feel like, oh, you're a woman, you shouldn't do. No, you can prove to them that even women can do it. And how do you prove to them? By actually getting up and doing it. Because
Yes.
when human
Yes.
beings see that you are doing it, they will stay quiet. Nobody's going to tell you anything that, oh, you're a woman. Most times they just keep saying they say these things because you are actually not doing anything about it. But when you make a move and actually do it, nobody's going to say anything. The only thing they will do is applaud you and say, oh,
Yes.
you actually
Very
said this
true.
thing and you're doing it. So do it and never ever feel that time is running out. You are getting old. Oh, you're now a mother. No, there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing
Yeah.
as that. You have to understand that you have people that are looking up to you.
Yeah.
So what is your legacy going to be? You know,
Yeah.
what are your
Yeah.
kids going to say when they grow up? When they ask them, who is your mother? What does she do?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need to have something to say and they will be proud of. So, and don't just, like I said, it's not just about doing something that makes you happy. Do something that when others see you doing, they will be happy too. It will have an effect on them. Like it will influence them, it will motivate them. So that's what I just want to tell her. Know yourself. Look for that thing that makes you happy. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Keep learning it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, knowledge
Yeah.
doesn't stop. You might think you know something, but you don't even know half of it. Keep learning. I mean, we are now in the digital era where everything is online. Go online, read books,
Yes.
take courses, anything to just propel you to greater heights. Do it.
Yeah.
Never feel you're
Yeah.
too old. As for me, it's I realize that the older I get, that's when I feel like this is when I want to start something new. I don't see that, oh, I've had children, oh, I'm too old. I was like, yesterday, one of my in-laws she was going out for a party, and she was like, oh, she's going out with friends. I was like, oh, should I come with you? And she looked at me and said, I was like, what? You want to say I'm too old? I will come with you now. I don't mind all this thing that you guys
Yes.
say, oh,
What are you
you have
talking
to.
about?
I will go and dress up.
Yes.
And when I come, people will not even know that I will come with you. So like, oh, no, no, I was like, I'm just kidding. But that's the kind of person I am. Like, try and have a good time. Give yourself a good time. Go out with friends, have lunch dates, just have fun. Live life. Don't
Mm-hmm.
settle. Don't settle that, oh, you have children to take care of, and all you do is just take care of them. No, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Exercise, eat
Yeah.
right. Like
Yeah.
invest in your looks because people think, oh, it's just my looks.
Yes.
No, invest in your looks because the first thing people notice about you is your appearance when they see you. Before you open your mouth, they
Yes.
look at your face, they look at your body. It might
Yes.
sound vain, but it is what it is. It is what it
Yeah.
is. Before you open your mouth and
Yeah.
say all the things you know and you feel like, oh, you have a master's in this. No, if you don't invest in your looks, nobody will be interested in what you have to
Yes.
say.
No, I
So that's
agree.
just what I want to
Yeah.
tell any woman listening. Yeah.
No, I love it. No, I agree. I agree. And I love how
Mhm.
you're like, listen, listen.
Mhm. Don't
Don't put
play.
yourself down. I love it. I love it. No, I really do. And I truly hope that if there's anyone who takes away from this conversation, the biggest takeaway that I want people to have from this conversation is you're allowed to evolve. You're allowed
Yes.
to grow. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to be whoever it is that you want to
Be
be. Motherhood
whoever.
should not be the only title that you carry because
Yes.
motherhood is only a small aspect of your life, right? It feels
Yes.
like it's a big aspect because there's people who actually literally
Mm-hmm.
rely on you for being
Mm-hmm.
alive.
Yes.
And I understand dedicating, the first year, I understand dedicating that to your child because they're still young, very impressionable and things like that.
Yes.
But then after a while, it's time to like really just step out of yourself, really
Mm-hmm.
own your power. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Mm.
I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this conversation with you. I really
I
enjoyed your
enjoyed it too
perspective and
so much.
stuff.
So much.
Yes, honestly,
Thank
yes.
you.
And I feel like we're definitely gonna do this again because we're gonna
Definitely.
talk about something else because there's too many things we put to the side. The
Ah,
men
so much.
conversation, we
So
put it to
much.
the side. The
We're
marriage
going to talk
conversation,
about
we
it
put it to
another
the
time.
side. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So we need to talk about it on
Mm-hmm.
on another episode. So we're gonna plan so that we
Yes.
can have that. But I really enjoyed
Okay.
having you here. I really enjoyed this
Thanks so much
conversation.
for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much for making the time.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much for putting yourself out,
Thank you.
don't go because once I end the conversation, we're going to go into your thing quickly so that
All
way
right. Okay. Okay.
we
Okay.
can
Yeah.
get that
I'm
going.
here. I'm here.
Yes. Uh, all right. Well, have a good one.
All right.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you so much.
For anyone watching this episode and you feel like you've lost pieces of yourself or you've just lost parts of yourself, this is your beautiful reminder that you can reinvent yourself at any time and at any phase in your life. I love that Habiba touches on her fitness, helping her mentally and physically, and just being in shape just kind of helped her become even more present in her job, which is acting, but not just that, with her children as well and in her marriage. And for me, like in the previous episode when I spoke about like taking walks for like a month every day and how it really helps me mentally, I truly believe that movement, in any way that you do it, honestly, is so good for the mental. And so I really encourage you to take on something that you know that you can do, honestly, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just movement that just allows you to just breathe for a second. And I truly hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please share it with someone that you know or someone that you think should listen to this episode as well. Thank you so much again for watching this episode. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, or do not forget also to follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can listen to the audio even on your drive to work. Our podcast is available every Tuesdays at 5 a.m. And especially for the mommies, this is for you when you're grabbing that morning coffee or trying to get through the hustle and bustle of traffic in the morning. This one's for you. Do not forget to please subscribe, share with someone who you think wants to hear this and deserves to hear this. Thank you again for listening to this episode. Take what you want, leave what you don't, and I will see you on the next episode. Have a good one. Whew.